people.
What's up?
Anansi and X here, and welcome back to Cinema Synergy. In the, well, I forget what we did in the last one, but in this one, I want to propose a question to everybody. How long can a movie or a streaming show actually be? And the reason why I bring this up is that in recent years, movies have gotten longer and longer. I think Endgame was 3 hours long, wasn't it?
Yeah, either close 3 hours or like dead on spot on like 3 hours.
And now with the advent of streaming, shows are getting between 45 minutes to an hour long.
Yeah, they got longer, especially Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Season 4, they got longer.
Stranger Things, Mandalorian.
Yes.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, Westworld.
Yes.
Breaking Bad. A lot of these shows are now getting to the point where the idea of a show is basically that of what used to be a TV movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like, how long can these things actually be, or if there is such a thing as it being too long?
I think there is. I think there is such a thing as being too long, but again, I think, in my personal opinion, I think it would depend on the script. So if it's dealing with the TV show wise, so if it's like Stranger Things, it's fine if they do it for an hour.
Yeah.
Because as long as they keep the character development and like the story and the plots at a good pace and keep it engaging, it's fine with me.
Yeah.
Because I will understand what's going on, the premise, and the outcome of the results. So I'm fine with that. But if it's like just like any random shit, like if they make an hour episode for SpongeBob, that won't make any sense.
Too much.
That'd be too much. As far as for movies, same thing over that too, for the script and the plot and everything. Endgame was okay, but some moments in there could have been shortened or cutting down, because they were just dragging on certain moments in there. I just really feel like they should have just. It was the moments where they were mainly making jokes with the back door and all that. That could have been taken out. Them going back in time could have been taken out because it was just dragging on too long, and then it became like the big huge fight scene in the third act.
Yeah.
To me, when it did Infinity War, it worked. It worked.
Yeah, and the reason I have that, because I'm used to movies being like between an hour and a half to 2 hours
Yeah,
long.
but it.
And in that time frame, you have to tell a very, very condensed, very succinct, and very focused story.
Yeah.
But with, the advent of people wanting to consume more content, I would argue.
Yeah.
And these shows and stuff getting much and much longer, they have a little bit more leeway to do a little bit more in the time frame they are given. And I would definitely say, yes, I think the script is very important, but the premise also has to be interesting enough to hold attention.
Of course.
For instance, would you sit through a 3 hour long Medea movie?
No.
I wouldn't either.
No.
I like Medea. I understand that Medea has problems and critics, but a 3 hour long Medea movie would be way
I'm
too long.
walking out. I'm walking out.
Yeah. Now, another thing, I also argue on the director. For instance, would you sit through a 3 hour Michael Bay movie?
Hell no. Hell no with a capital H. No.
Okay. Would you sit through a 3 hour Steven Spielberg movie?
Yes. I would, depending on the premise.
I would, honestly, with Steven Spielberg, he's kind of 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50. But I would most likely pick him over Michael Bay.
Like, for instance, even if Steven Spielberg did a 3 hour movie, I would not sit through a 3 hour Jurassic Park movie.
I would depend on the premise. If the premise is good, if it's good.
So let's say Jurassic Park versus Jurassic World. Which one supports a 3 hour movie better?
I think Jurassic World, because it's more modern day for this time. But if it was back then, Jurassic Park all day.
All day?
The first one, the very first one.
Okay.
All day. But since this is recent now, Obviously, the first dress will be would do. Would do.
Okay. Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
3 hour Star Wars movie.
It depends. It depends. It has to be that script and that premise. If one thing's off, so let me speak
No,
on
because the Last Jedi was I think
That-
was 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
2 hours.
That's reasonable. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. I have no problem with that. I don't mind them if they would do a 3 hour movie, but that 2 hour time frame is fine.
I would, and I should point out, I'm putting up a 3 hour movie right now because only one other film has gone beyond 3 hours, and that was Snyder's cut of Justice League.
That I can watch. Now that I'm not kidding. Now, this is just me. That was like 4 hours thing, right?
Yeah, I was about was it 4.5 hours?
Yes. This is.
I still have not watched it because that's a third of my day
Yeah,
gone right
yeah,
there.
This is no lie. This is no lie. I'm not bullshitting. When that movie dropped at midnight, I literally started watching that whole movie in the whole time frame.
Yeah.
I did not go to the bathroom. I didn't do none of that. I was sitting there watching it right now. But I will say though, what I did like what they did with that is they put markers on the timeline of the video. So what I'm saying is like when you watch it, they'll tell you that this is part 1, part 2, part 3, or part 4. So you can stop your time.
Yeah.
But I love what it did. But for 4 hours for that, yes, I can watch that because he had a good premise. Even though we already saw the John Green version,
Yeah.
which was trash, but something about this, it was more darker and grittier to where it kept me engaged, and it had different brand new scenes where I'd never seen before. So I was already hooked already. So I could watch a 4 hour movie that.
Okay, so let me throw this curveball at you.
Okay.
If this movie came out now and it was 3 hours long, would you sit through Dark Knight?
The first one?
Yeah, the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight.
Not 3 hours, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No, not 3 hours. Like I think what's about 2 hours?
It was about 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. 2 hours. No. The 2 hours is the point, the final point.
Yeah.
I can't do 3 hours for that. 3 hours I can't do it.
So to back up a little bit here, for Star Wars, as a big Star Wars fan, I would not sit through a 3 hour Star Wars movie.
No, I wouldn't either because
And it has nothing to do with the premise or the script.
yeah.
I think it has everything to do with how much I can basically mentally take.
Yeah,
you know?
because again, like.
But I will sit down and watch all 6 movies in a row.
Yes. The Last Jedi was about 2 hours, right?
Yeah, about 2 hours.
I did.
I would say 2.5 hours.
Yeah, 2.5 hours. They failed miserably. There's a lot of errors in there. And if that movie particularly was 3 hours long, I would have walked out.
Yeah.
I would have walked out hands down. I'm not if Brad was sitting beside me and I was in the movie theater, I would have walked out.
Yeah.
I would have walked out. I would have texted Brad, I'm going home. I ain't watching it no more.
Yeah.
Because I can't do 3 hours of that.
And the reason why I asked that question is because you also have to factor into the equation the concept of a marathon.
Yeah.
Some people do like the marathoner stuff, and I would think about it. I was thinking about the reason is like, what if someone wants to sit down and marathon the Marvel movies?
You have to literally.
You have to have at least 2 days set aside to watch.
Yeah, but you gotta plan your days out, and so I'm not just like let's say like I'm a stockbroker and I happen to one day want to watch all the Marvel movies. I have to move my schedule aside just for 2 days of that
Yeah.
and watch that back to back to back without stopping.
Yeah.
It requires 2 days at the most.
No, at minimum 2 days.
Yeah. Oh, at minimum 2 days. Well, sorry.
Yeah,
minimum
I
2
think
days.
at minimum it would take, if you were to watch every Marvel, just the movies,
Yeah, just movies
from start
to finish.
to finish, it'd be at minimum 2 hours, at minimum 2 days.
Oh yeah, so with 2 days in, but then yeah, so like as far as doing that, I could do that, but individually, I could not go back and watch. What is it? I have not gone back. I have not gone back and watched Black Panther. I have not gone back and watched Black Panther. Thor: Dark World. Hell no. Thor: Ragnarok. Yes, I can go back and watch that over and over and over again. That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good. Shang-Chi, I can rewatch over and over again and not get tired of it. Iron Man 2, no. Iron Man 3, eh. First one, yes. But yeah, I could watch them, but not 3 hours.
Yeah, and the reason I bring this up is that eventually someone's gonna push it too far, and
Yes.
I'm legitimately convinced it's gonna be Marvel.
Oh, of course, no. I've been knowing that. I've been knowing they're going to do that. Trust me.
Because I feel like, because here's the thing, right? The point of a movie is that, especially if it's a movie based around a franchise, is that you've watched the shows, you've gotten like your 20, 30-minute episodes of each. Here is that, but 3 times the length that you can go to a theater and watch, or sit at home with your own home theater and watch.
Yeah.
So if your show is an hour long, 3 times the length of that is 3 hours.
Yes.
And some shows just can't support that.
Yeah.
Some premises can support that. Like for instance, I'm gonna tell you right now, and I don't care how much flack I get. Remember, I also said I wouldn't watch a 3-hour Star Wars movie. Star Trek cannot support a 3-hour movie.
Oh no. Let me tell you.
It just can't.
I'm not, and I'm gonna get flack for this too. I'm not joking. I have never seen none of the episodes of Star Trek like the show. I have seen the movie with Chris Pine and
So you've seen the J.J. Abrams reboot?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the first one. The first one was terrific for me. But as far as a 3-hour movie, no, it could not be a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
At the most, whatever that was, I think an hour and 34 minutes, or hour 45 minutes, however long that was, it was perfect for that time, for the time running time. Second one, I did not see. The third one,
I think that's Dark.
Yeah,
Dark
yeah. Star Trek Into Darkness.
Into Darkness.
I didn't see that one yet. I might see that.
Into Darkness is okay.
Yeah.
It's basically a retelling of a. So just to give it away, basically everybody called what the movie was about, but the director, I think JJ, is trying to say, no, it's not about this at all. We watched the movie, and it was 100% about that.
Okay.
They called it the moment they announced.
And then like I haven't seen the third one, so I've only seen the first one.
I haven't seen the third one yet.
I'm the third
Didn't
one.
the guy who directed Fast and Furious direct the third one?
I have no idea. He probably did. I don't even know. But that like I saw the trailer a long time ago, but it didn't pique my interest.
Yeah.
But the second one sort of did, only because Benedict Cumberbatch was the villain.
Yeah.
So it kind of interested me a little bit, seeing where it was going to go. But I would still watch it, even if it's not the best, because you got like Chris Pine and again Benedict Cumberbatch playing the villain, and then you got Carl Urban in there too. So I'll probably watch it for that. But I've never seen it. But that could not be that movie. I really should that one.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. So, Avatar 2 is coming out in December. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, if that was 3 hours, could you sit through that and watch?
Honestly, probably not.
Okay.
And this is going off my memory of the first one. While I was entertained by the first one,
Yes.
I did feel that it kind of dragged a bit in certain sections. I've only seen the movie once when it first came out. I have
Okay.
not gone back to see it at all.
Okay.
But I did find the premise to be interesting.
Yes.
But I didn't feel like the script or the writing was really up to snuff to carry it.
Yes.
You really just kind of sat there to watch it. You wouldn't to watch it for the new 3D and technological advancements.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
The sequel, I'm hoping that it does a little bit more with this premise.
Yes.
I have not heard much about it going forward. But again, certain movies I feel like need to be careful how long they go.
Yeah.
I feel like 3 hours is the maximum you can really go
Yes.
with a movie. Anything beyond that, you have to be really certain that
that's
you have
true.
something to put out.
Yeah, so everything that y'all can think of that people do behind the scenes for filming, every single one of those areas has to be 100%. Not 99%, has to be 100%. If one thing is off, that whole movie is going to fail. For me, with Avatar, 3 hours, it may be overdoing it. But I think it still might be 2 hours, but I can deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
I can deal with that. I will say, Matt Reeves' Batman, that was 2 hours, 55 minutes, almost 3 hours. That one I sat through.
Yeah.
I loved it. Because, the reason why I loved it, because it was different than Christian Bale's version.
Yeah.
Or Michael Keaton. Even though Michael Keaton is still the GOAT, it was different than both of theirs. Because it focused on mainly the detective work side.
Yeah.
And I love that version. I've never seen that. And I don't care if people say they did a detective and Christian Bale, but it wasn't like how they did it in here. It was
Yeah.
more in depth with detective mode.
Yeah, because I would argue that the reason why that is with both Tim Burton's rendition and in Christopher Nolan's version of Batman, the director specifically,
Yeah.
they chose to focus specifically on the psychological aspect of Batman, which I understand is very interesting to work at.
Yeah.
But Batman is also known as the world's greatest detective in the comics, so
Yes.
leaning more into that would make for a more interesting narrative.
Yeah, and Matt Reeves did that, and I'm so glad. And this is not really spoiled. He said it many times already. He did not put in the Bruce Wayne where his friend got killed.
Yeah.
He said he clearly said, I'm not putting that in there. But my whole point is just watching a 3-hour movie of that. I've seen about 3 times already.
Yeah.
I love it. It's different. It's new.
I've not seen it at this point. I'll sit down one day and watch
Yeah,
it.
no, it's I'm saying like just from my perspective, it's
Yeah.
really good because it has the feel of the movie Seven and the show True Detective.
Mm-hmm.
So I read a little bit of I think it was year 1, I believe, and he actually took a lot of concept ideas up from that comic book and put it in the movie.
Yeah.
So it works very well too.
I think Batman Year One at this point is considered required rating for the Batman.
Oh, really?
I want to say it is.
Wow,
They got turned into a 2-part animated movie.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, but they did a really good job for what it was. And,
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, and once again, it's like I feel like 3 hours is the max we can go for.
Yes.
Because if you go beyond that and you make it like a trend that keeps trying to push it, eventually we're gonna have like a 4-hour Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah.
That would be too much.
No, I'm not gonna lie, and no, I'm not gonna lie. I will agree with that. And I'm someone who's a big fan of Fast and Furious. I can't sit through 4 hours of that because it's gonna be too much for my brain. I'll have to walk away, either go outside, go support somewhere for a couple hours, or come back and watch the rest. I can't sit through 4 hours of that. That's just too much.
Like I'll say this right here. I feel like movies nowadays they're going to get longer, which they have at this point. 2.5 hours, 3 hours
It's not bad.
is not bad.
No.
Especially considering that TV shows, streaming shows are getting to be like an hour long.
Yes.
That I feel is fine because you have more of that show
More leeway.
stretched out over more time.
Yeah, of course.
And if they want to do more episodes, they can. They don't
Yes.
have to. I think Doctor Who. Last I checked, I think they topped around like 20 episodes a season.
Woo!
At like 50, between 45 minutes to an hour long each episode.
Wow.
So that's fine, I feel.
Yeah.
Last I checked, they might have changed that back recently.
Uh.
But I feel as though when it comes to lengthening, they gotta be careful how far they push it. Because I know there's gonna be one director who's gonna push it. I remember this from this very infamous movie that I learned about like 3 or 4 years ago. The movie's called Heaven's Gate. It was a western, and it was done by a director who apparently had a fantastic track record in Hollywood. Like every movie he made basically did gangbusters at the theater.
Okay.
So and it was back before the studio and executives and producers had any say on movies. So they basically put money in a pot and said, okay, you gotta trust that this guy's gonna do right. So this guy gets money in a pot and he puts out an 8-hour.
You're joking, right?
I wish I was.
8 hours? 8 hours?
An 8-hour western.
Okay, I need to know who thought that was a good idea and who greenlit that. Because there's no way nobody, not even me, can sit through an 8-hour western movie. I don't even watch a lot of westerns.
It bombed.
8
I
hours?
believe they pulled it after the first week. Told him that you need to edit this down. He edited it down to 5 hours.
That doesn't help.
Put it out again. Went about 2 weeks. Pulled it again. Need to edit it down. I think he finally got it down to like 2 hours.
Okay, that's reasonable.
After like, I was like 3 or 4.
But 8 hours?
Yes.
He really thought in his mind that the script that he had was incredible.
Let me go ahead and double check, but from my memory, yeah, his script was
God, it's 8 hours.
8 hours, and it didn't.
Jesus Christ!
It's a 1980 film.
Nah, I'm looking this up.
Its current one is His current time is 3 hours and 36 minutes. Um, there is a. Let me see here. I'm trying to see, but
Oh, I found the image. Oh no, yeah, this is something I would not watch. That is, and name me that 8 hours. Jesus. Mm.
yeah, it basically killed the idea of no studio interference, and from then on, studios got heavily involved in the creative process. But I remember that it went for an absurd length of time, and he finally got it edited down like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. You can if you want to
But
find the original cut at 8 hours, but why you would want to, I have no clue.
I just can't believe somebody thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
Who in the world gonna sit through an 8 hour movie?
Well, that's it. Well, that's exactly what people. The director thought people would, and he didn't.
Who? Were they smoking crack when they thought the idea was gonna work?
I mean, it's the 1980s, so maybe.
Yeah, probably so, because I wasn't born yet, so, but either way, like, even if I was born in that time, I would not know. You better turn that into 2 parts. Part 1, part 2.
Nope, 3 parts.
Oh, Lord, Jesus.
Yeah, and granted, this was back before the idea of splitting movies into parts and having sequels
True,
being a thing.
yeah,
But still, 8 hours is excessive, especially for a 1980s attention span. People got things to do.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people probably do it as like a dare or something, but still, it's just
Good Lord.
it's excessive is what it is, and I'm worried that we are slowly inching back to that time frame again, and I'm willing to bet it's going to be, if not Marvel, it's going to be one of Disney's acquired properties.
I'll
push it too far.
I'll tell you the top 3 people that I think was going to do it. Number one gonna be Marvel.
Marvel, okay.
2 gonna be Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
Michael Bay.
You think Michael Bay would try to push the movie to 4 hours? Well, beyond 3 hours anyway.
Yes. Did you not see the atrocious of him repetitively keep making Transformer after Transformer after Transformer after Transformer?
Yeah, but those never broke 2 hours, did they?
No. I think they were 2 hours.
Oh.
Yeah, at least 2 hours at the most.
I don't think it's going to be Michael Bay because I don't think he has the patience to make a movie more than 2 hours long.
That's true, yeah. That's true, yes, we cut him out.
So for me personally, I think it would be, I agree with you on Marvel.
Yeah.
I agree with you on Christopher Nolan. I think M. Night Shyamalan might try.
Lord Jesus. If he does, I'm not watching it because every time, and I'm going to say it right now, he is a hit or miss for me.
Yes.
I don't know what happened during that time frame when you were on that path of doing good, when you did Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, but as soon as that happened, right after that, you just went downhill. I don't know, you went to making these dumb movies that happen in, the one with the kids with the grandparents.
Avatar?
Yeah. Oh God, that movie should be in the vault and burned. But you did Split, and that was incredible. Split was incredible.
And then you did Glass.
That was atrocious.
Yeah.
I don't know how you messed that up. You messed it up so bad.
Didn't he have like, and I had to spoil it for me, didn't he have like a twist at the end where it turns out that all the powers are actually in their heads?
No. No.
There's like apparently there's like some scene where like he had the 3 characters sit down at a psychiatry thing or something like that.
I know what you're talking about, but whoever told you that was wrong. Like that's a whole different scene.
Okay.
But he messed up so much because somebody offered him more money to do another scene and a location. He said, "No, I'm not gonna do that." Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Just take the risk. Because what you did now, you basically, guys, what he did was, I'm not spoiling anything. He kept it in one location, and it wasn't good. Like it was just, I don't know how to explain, but I felt like he was just going in 2 different directions here. It didn't make any sense to me, and I'm just like, the way he ended it was horrible.
I think what happened is that Split was a runaway success, and then went straight to his head again.
Yeah, it did. See, I want to sit down. I'm not gonna get too much in it, but basically, he needs to stop getting. When a movie is successful, stop letting it get to your head because you end up failing the next time, and it's proof. It's living proof. Look at your
Look at his catalog.
your catalog. It keeps going down, then up, down.
Yeah.
Like it's stop. Like stop doing
That
that.
kind of inconsistency is not going to keep you
Yeah,
employed.
but just to figure out what you were saying previously, yes, I can see Night Shyamalan trying to do that,
Yeah.
and he should not do that.
Yeah, and with Marvel, I think with Marvel's current output of movies,
Lord Jesus, they're gonna do it.
after Endgame, right?
They're gonna
They've
do
had,
it.
from my understanding, this is from what I've seen a pretty good reception of their recent movies and as well as some of their shows. They've not been hitting out part like they used to. They've been having more misses than they used to hits.
I don't know. I'm saying for me, maybe I'm in the minority. There's certain shows that Marvel has done for me that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Falcon Winter Soldier, I know a lot of people didn't like that. I did. I loved it.
Look forward to no.
Yeah, I loved that. Loki.
Loki was alright, but I felt like it was trying to set up too much.
Yeah. It was set up too much, and when they put that other information about him, I got really pissed off about it. But
Other information.
yeah, they so while the show was already like on air and everything aired on Disney, they came out and said that I think it was either them or the fan whatever. They kept saying that he was fluid gender.
Oh yeah, because like that in comics now.
Really?
Yeah, in the comics, they're leaning a little bit more into him being a trickster god because at one point in the comics, I think he dies and he comes back as a child, and Thor takes the opportunity to try to have a better relationship with his brother.
Okay.
And something basically happens. He comes back, but he decides since he's a trickster god, just for the hell of it, he's gonna do what the hell he wants. So he ends up going like back and forth between being like male and female.
Okay.
And from my understanding, it was actually a pretty good storyline.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so I'm fine with that. As long as it's a good storyline, I don't mind that. But it's just that.
But at the same time, it's like that should not have been an announcement. That should have been something that we saw on screen.
Yeah, and it was on screen, but it wasn't really focused.
Was it on screen?
Like, I mean, so basically.
Well, are you talking about the fact they had a female Loki in there?
No, a female Loki, but they considered that gender fluid.
Yeah, that's not gender fluid. That's a separate Loki.
Yeah,
They established very clearly in the episode that's a separate Loki.
And then what I
if
said,
they want to have a gender fluid Loki, then we should have our main Loki go back and forth between genders.
Yeah.
That would be more interesting.
Yeah, but they didn't do that in the show. It was basically just a female Loki and the original Loki, and they proceeded to say it was gender fluid.
No, that's not gender fluid. That's two separate characters.
But my whole point is that like Loki was alright. Could I go back and watch it? Maybe.
No.
That's how I truly feel.
No, man.
That's how I truly feel, honestly. But I'm really
I love Tom Hiddleston. I love the woman. I love Tom Hiddleston. I love the woman they got to play female Loki. I forget what her name is.
Yeah.
I thought they both had excellent chemistry, and I legitimately believe what's going on there. I would not watch that show again.
Yeah, I was trying to get a bit of that, but truly, honestly, my answer is really no. That I can only go back and watch. What was the other show? I can't remember.
I only got Moon Knight out, and there's WandaVision.
Moon Knight, incredible.
Yeah.
Moon Knight beats Loki, and I'll say this: Moon Knight beats Falcon Winter Soldier.
Really? You believe
Yeah,
that?
I really believe that. Yes. It was Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke that has an amazing performance.
And one reason I bring up to it is I remember after Disney's atrocious record with the sequel trilogy, Mandalorian came out, and that was a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
Those were each like 40 minutes to an hour long.
Yes.
And they were all gripping and engaging. You will believe that you can fall in love with a man and feel sadness from an emotionally blank helmet.
Yeah, no, you can't because, Lord Jesus, I was like, the whole entire time.
Pedro Pascal,
yes,
you need an Oscar for that alone.
No, you do because man, here's the funny part about this. I did not know it was you until the very last episode in season 1.
Good.
I didn't because no, I'm not. I didn't look up the actor and all that. I was watching. I was like, whoa, this is different. I like this.
Yeah.
I kept watching and like Brad said, the emotions just from the helmet. I'm like, yo, I can see it.
That you can very visibly picture
You know,
the face he's making
yeah,
behind
I
the
can
helmet.
literally see it. But he was doing such a good job. I was like, yo, who is this person? And I wanted to keep myself like blind and figure out who it was. In that last episode, they showed the reveal. I'm like, get out of here.
Now, for me personally, I knew the name, but I didn't know what he looked like, so it really
I didn't. I was like, yo, he killed it.
So yeah, it was a very well done
Yes,
series,
it was a
and
very.
that was. If it was any shorter, it would not have been as good.
No,
It would not
no.
have been as good. If it was a shorter
The
series,
amount
it
of time
would
they had for each episode was perfect.
And fun fact, I didn't watch season 1. I waited till season 2 was done. I marathoned that whole fucking day.
But
it was so worth it.
Yeah, yes, it was so worth it.
I was up at 7 in the morning. I didn't finish that till like 8 at night.
Yeah.
It was worth it though.
Yeah.
My eyes were hurting. My
Yes.
brain was killing me. But hot damn.
You know, it was worth it, 'cause, man. After watching season 1 and then going to season 2, the very first episode, he is way more savage.
Yeah.
In the beginning of that first episode of season 2, I'm like, yo, this is what I want to see. We just seen the chemistry between him and I'm not calling him Grogu.
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby. I'm calling him Baby Yoda. That was incredible.
Yeah, Grogu was a really dumb name.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was even worse than Yaddle.
Wait, what?
Episode 1 was a female Yoda. Her name was Yaddle.
Lord Jesus.
Luckily, she wasn't on. She was only on screen for like a blink and you'll miss a moment. She has a pretty screwed up death in the comics.
Oh my God.
Like she got imprisoned by these people for like 200 years on a rock. She comes out fully forgiving them, and then she absorbs an explosion using the Force, and she just dies like that.
Wow.
But yeah, no, that's side content that's no longer canon anymore because screw you, Disney. Anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, no, Baby Yoda was a better name.
But just
Well,
overall,
nickname.
yeah, but just overall, like the show like that, yeah, no, I can watch that for like 45 minutes and enjoy that.
Yeah.
Other shows like I said, Stranger Things, I can watch that. But I will say this season they have it out now for season 4. An hour works perfectly for season 4, but for season 3, 2, and 1, it wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work.
It would be too much.
It'd
be too much. The only reason why I say it is because of how they've written the 4th one.
Yeah.
It works. Season 3, season 2, and season 1 could not have worked.
And how long were those on average?
Average maybe like 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, at the most. If I can recall, maybe at the most. But this season is actually there's 2 parts. There's part 1. Part 1 only has 7 episodes, but they each an hour. Yeah. And it works terrifically.
This is the trend that we are seeing nowadays. I would say, and granted, we have no say over this. This is an idea that at least from my perspective, I feel like if you're doing a show, half an hour minimum, 1 hour maximum.
Yes.
If you're doing a movie, I would say 2 hour minimum, 3 hour maximum.
Yes.
Do not go past that. You're risking it.
No, yeah, they are risking it because again, Batman was 2 hours 55 minutes plus with credits too, with credits. So that was fine. That was fine. I thought it was an excellent movie for me. A lot of people didn't like it. I loved it, but yeah, if you go over it for movie wise for over 3 hours, again, like we both said, you better have a good script. You better have everything on point. If one, I'm telling you, I'm not being hysterical. If one thing's off, that whole movie's going to flop.
Yeah. Your premise needs to be interesting. Your casting needs to be on point. Your scripting needs to be succinct and to the point. Your camera angles, your camera cutting, your camera style needs to be professional, not this quick cutting nonsense.
No, I hate that.
It's gotta be up to snuff. Otherwise, you're just gonna bore your audience or annoy them.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out, bro. I'm going to walk out. So
that's where we're at right now. What do you guys think down below? Do you think the time frames that we think are okay, or would you be okay with something going longer?
Yes.
And if so, why do you think that? What's the thought process? Let us know down below.
Yeah.
And we will see you next Saturday.
All right.
Deuces.
Peace.